It's probably gonna be a shitty recording because there's fucking wind around here. But yeah, I don't know. What is life? We find ourselves in the weirdest places. We find ourselves in holes that we can't seem to climb out of. And it's like difficult to really find other human beings that can help us climb up out of our holes. The world makes for us. It's hard to be optimistic for me sometimes because I just see the reality, or at least what appears to be the reality, is that the majority of the people in the world, and the majority of the creatures, they suffer. And there's things that I want in my life, deep-seated things that I've longed for a long time. But I feel like I'm not able to be the person that I need to be in order to have those things. And I continue moving through this world in this darkness. And it just feels like I'm sort of destined to be alone in my suffering. And, part of me holds myself responsible for that, because maybe that's what I truly am. Maybe I'm someone who wants secretly to be alone, but I don't really think that's true. It's difficult for me to be around other people. It is. Maybe, there's a lot of things that I could do better to, have more relationships in my life that I felt like were meaningful and uplifting to me. But it's not up to me alone. We don't exist in this world alone. The world is not just what we make it. It's what we make it together, and so much of what has been taught in the world is counter to having, just the basic family system, the basic community, It just feels like most of us now struggle to stay connected with each other, to have the type of lives that we want. Feels like there's such an incredible abundance in the world, and yet it's sort of been obfuscated by systems and structures of control, and it's hard not to get discouraged when, all we want is to have love in our lives, to have people that we love, to have people that we can be with, that we can be ourselves around, that will love us for who we are and what we are, not just, the role that we play for them. And, I don't know if this is because I lost my mother when I was young, because, the mother is the only person that will ever, love you, regardless of what, of your worth is. because to her, you'll be valuable regardless on some level. Most mothers, anyway. Some mothers are fucking terrible, but my mother was pretty good. And so, I've struggled in this world to find that mother inside of myself that will love me regardless, of what type of man that I am. And I guess that's, I think that's probably more at the root of, what I need to do within myself is to sort of be that mother inside of myself. That supportive person that is going to catch me, even if no one else really can, because it's not their fault that they can't. The world is difficult for all of us, and we all need to be there for each other in the way, the best way that we can. But at the same time, we need to take care of ourselves. Anyhow, I don't know, I'm trying to make peace with who I am, whatever that means. Even if it's not something that I particularly wish I was. But, it's like, what else can I be? What else can I do? I can't be anything other than what I am. And, what I am is someone who's trying to make the best decisions possible and do the best that I can under the circumstances that I'm in. And, I wish I had more enthusiasm and optimism right now. Because, that always makes things that seem overwhelming sometimes seem like much less of a big deal. But, when we're in this spot, the only thing I guess we can do is just accept it. Accept that this is, the feeling, and even though we may not see every opportunity available to us right now, it doesn't mean that they don't exist, but, it does, being in a better place mentally, I suppose, is sometimes, moods, they come and go, and then sometimes we realize that things were better than we thought they were. And I do try to remind myself of this because it is a fact that I've witnessed over and over again in my life. But it's like, it's also like the desire to give up. It feels soothing somehow, like I don't have to try anymore at all. Why bother with anything? Maybe it's okay if I just let go and just, let the winds carry me where they will, And, isn't that kind of like what we all are at the end of the day? It's like leaves getting blown through the air. We think we have control, but do we really, And, it's, I don't want to be, that guy who says, don't make choices in your life. I think it's a bit of it's a weird truth that is simultaneously we need to choose, and on the other hand we need to accept that things are out of our control. And sometimes it seems like, because I think, what is it, I'm sorry to get philosophical with this, but this is something that, I'll problem, I suppose, that exists within philosophy is this idea of free will. I believe free will exists. It's just that the source of our free will is not necessarily where we believe it is. And, let's say, we are the wind. Do we identify with the leaves? We can choose to identify with the leaves that, get blown in the wind. Or we can also identify with the wind itself, And so just because things appear to be set in a certain, cause and effect, it doesn't mean that we aren't part, that we somehow, because it seems like choice is like somehow we stand apart from something in order to be a chooser. But what if we're all, connected, and we're all sort of choosing together? We're choosing to be the wind, we're choosing to be the leaves in the wind. I don't know. These are things that I think about. But, right now, I kind of feel like a leaf in the wind and trying my best to, float on it and not take it too personal. But it feels very personal. Anyhow, I suppose I'll leave it there.